I wanted to, hello, I think I might have lost you for a second, but here I am back and I wanted to do a video. I'm putting out there that I really think that a big mistake has been made. I think a big mistake has been made, and people are being diagnosed with mental illness when they have behavioral problems, which is understandable, based on behavioral problems that develop, under parents that can be controlling, that can be abusive, be fearful, that can be angry, that can be mean. Let me tell you something. How do you think a child is going to develop in those circumstances? And what I see a lot of times is that parents can do whatever the hell they want. They could, hit you, but then if you get angry at them, now you're not being perfect, and you get, it's like whatever they do, they expect you just to, not react to it. Not have, like a reaction. A kid gets hit. Hello, that's not okay. They could get angry for that. That's allowable for them to get angry. If they just got hit, isn't it allowable? If you got hit, you know. But when kids aren't allowed to get angry, so now it's like you have to repress your anger, and then you have to hide it with being okay, so you don't get in more trouble. That's how I believe that's how you create behavior problems, because it doesn't work like that in the world. In humanity, it doesn't work like that. It doesn't work where kids can go through anything and expect to just be okay with everything, and then get in trouble if they don't like it. It's not the way that it works. And then what happens when they develop, behavior problems? Their parents take them to a psychiatrist. Can you fucking believe that shit? Really. Like, and then the psychiatrist gives them a diagnosis. Something's wrong with them. Really? How do you know it's not with the parents? How do you know it's not with their parenting? You know? But basically, so then, under these circumstances, we develop ineffective behaviors and effective coping skills, we don't know how to process or manage our anger because we've never been able to effectively use it. We've had to hide it, we've had to repress it. That's really ineffective. And, can you suppress rage? No, it comes out in other ways, you know? And it does. So basically, I myself had a diagnosis of depression, anxiety, and bipolar. And it stemmed from exactly what I just discussed. It stemmed from problems in parenting, not problems with my parent, but problems with parenting in general. Everybody uses the same process, the same system. All parents they do the same things. If the kid says something they don't like, they get in trouble. You know, um, the using punishment. The parents right, the kids are wrong. Parents have anger. Parents have all these emotional problems themselves, and then they create them in kids, and kids get a diagnosis of mental illness. But basically, what I wanted to say is that my own experience with my own mental illness, and my own healing, my own healing, when I really focused on fixing my behaviors. And that's how I discovered. I said, you know what? I'm not mentally ill. I just have poor coping skills. And I have negative thinking to go with my poor coping skills. I need to change that. So basically, that's what I set out to do. I set out to get rid of my anger, to get rid of my fear, to get rid of my worry, to get rid of my insecurity. Those are all coping skills. Those are all behaviors that develop out of flaws, out of hurt. Those are my flaws. Being shy, being sensitive, that's not who I am. And you know what? I found that I could change all of them. I changed everything that didn't serve me. And what didn't serve me created unhappiness for me. So that was my basis. I said, you know what? I'm going to change everything that creates upset and unhappiness for me, and I'm going to replace it with a positive, effective coping skill so I can handle situations better. I really didn't like insecurity at all. I didn't like insecurity. I definitely didn't like anger. I didn't like fear. I don't like any of the negative, ineffective coping skills. You know, and some of them can really negatively affect your experience. Getting angry. I used to get angry all the time, like every day. Not maybe not every day, but I used to get angry a lot at store clerks, in the deli, at my job, in my family. Anger had to go. And when anger went, I actually experienced inner peace for the first time in my life. Really, when your anger is gone, it's just like, wow, holy shit. It's like getting, this like bull in a china shop out of the shop. You know what I mean? Get it out of the shop. Like, I don't want to live with it. I don't want to be a bull in a china shop. You know what I mean? And I was. And fear is like, like that too. You got to get rid of your fear, and then you stop projecting it on your experience. I mean, I was afraid to talk to people. I didn't have confidence. Get confidence. Um, and really, like with anxiety, with all of our behaviors, what's not working for you? Get rid of it. Being aggressive. Being aggressive is not a way to operate. Being assertive is a way to operate across the board. You know, being controlling. I mean, everybody, that's a part of ego. People like to have things their way. But let me tell you something. You got to be flexible, and you got to say, okay, you got to know when to work with other people, and say, I don't need for it to be my way because I need to accomplish happiness. More than it being my way. And right now, this person is in crisis, and they need things to be their way, and I'm going to support them. You know, being compassionate. Like being compassionate is definitely a coping skill that I used instead of anger. I don't get angry at people. I do, but sometimes I use compassion instead. It depends on what they're doing. If they're crossing my boundaries, I can't help it. That creates anger in me. I'm a human being. But if somebody's not doing, if somebody makes a mistake, I'm not going to get angry at them. I'm going to have compassion for them. And when you change your behaviors, especially to positive behaviors, actually it just works better. Because what do I need to upset myself for somebody making a mistake? I don't want to upset myself. So I'll handle it differently. And, there's like just going through all your behaviors. Our behaviors are really our coping skills. How do we cope with situations? Do we create anxiety? Do we create anger? Do we create fear? Do we create worry? How are we coping with our experience? Those are all negative, ineffective coping skills. So they need to be replaced with positive, effective coping skills. You know, and in order to replace the negative effective coping skills with positive effective coping skills, it actually takes changing our thoughts. And it helps us to accomplish positive thinking by using the positive effective coping skills. Because anger stems from negative thinking. Fear stems from negative thinking. Compassion stems from positive thinking. Bravery, courage stems from positive thinking. Like if like being fearful is like, oh my God, I'm gonna die, I'm so scared. Being courageous is like, everything's gonna be okay, I can handle this. See the difference in positive thinking versus the negative thinking. Or like being angry. Oh, that guy's such a jerk, I'm gonna punch him in the face. That's me, anger. Oh, having compassion. Oh, it's okay, that guy made a mistake, it's okay, I'm gonna forgive him. So you just see what works, to replace what isn't working for you. Because really, we all have things that aren't working for us. Don't live with them. Replace with things that do work for you. That's all the difference that it takes. to make a huge difference. So, all right, my name is Debbie Jacobs. I hope you have a good day, and I'll see you next time. Take care. Bye bye.